Hello and welcome back to Azarmorph on the Paragon Server. You find me in the middle of the day. Nash and I started to work on a refining plant since the last episode, as he's wanting to move oil from his area, so yeah, something that we'll be doing going forward. Just to quickly show you the village I'm working on as well, in between videos and basically for relaxation purposes. That is the spawn point where I left you in the last episode, so let's head over. But as you can see, two villages very close together. The post that I'm just running by is my coffee post, so when I'm building, I normally build a little post, go make myself a cup of coffee and sit up there and watch the world go by. Right, this is the village in development. As you can see, it's on multiple heights. None of the heights were changed for the main buildings. This one here that's under my mouse pointer. The blacksmith's still where it is, the church is where it is. What I am doing is very slowly but surely removing all the snow, building the earth back up for planting trees and just basically to make it look a bit nicer than the snow. Although, as I say, I have said in other episodes, I do like snow. This greenhouse was lowered in height when it was just a basic farm. That was based just to allow me to build the greenhouse and have a walkway over the top, which is new. Anything in brick is predominantly new. This path was here, however, with the valley which you see below you actually also being there, it kind of dipped down back up and you couldn't, there was a villager stuck here for quite some time. So this whole area you couldn't get into the house because this was all solid rock, so that's all been dug out and a new path created and generated. So again, you can see I'm utilising the landscape to dictate what the village is going to look like with minimum change. Again, this was solid rock here, but you couldn't get light. In fact, that house had a great big chunk of rock going right through the middle of it, because that's how it generated, but that's all been cleared out and rebuilt, tidied up. I've used brick here to kind of show influence on and support to the rock mass up above. If any structural engineers are watching this, you know that would have to be a lot thicker than it is right now. Anyhow, I've had to put steel bars in on this village because, funnily enough, for this village, it seems to break all the rules. You normally have to have a certain amount of doors for a certain amount of villagers. Here I have had a population explosion. Don't understand quite why, but you'll probably see as we walk around there are an awful lot of villagers. There was a farm above. This is a beekeeper's house with hives behind it. The farm was built on top of the house, so to get that all freed out I moved it. This happened to be exactly the same width as a farm because the blacksmith obviously when it spawned generated all the cobble coming down. So I decided to cut this out, put the farm in here because you can now get visuals through to the other side there. You can see the hill over there, torches on top. And it also kind of opened up this, especially when I had to put a path in up here because this path didn't exist, because this was a duplicate path, believe it or not. So literally blacksmith was supposed to be on this footpath, however it spawned away up there, so go figure. So as I say, quite a few villagers. This is only a small portion of the amount of villagers that are in this village. I might do a flyby to show you. Again, the fun I had here was that this path did come up here and it went vertically up there, so I put a dogleg in it to just connect it with ease so it for easy walking up and down for the villagers. This house was like similar to a spawn. It was up, the floor level was at roof level, so we dropped it so it would tie in with this one. This one's at its existing level. These farms are all at their existing level, but were a bit of a mess, as was the surrounding area, so I leveled the area around it, built the greenhouses, and started to plant trees. There was no trees here before, but I've brought some saplings over from spawn, which is of a similar design, similar feel, and started to plant the trees. So yeah, as you can see, masses of villages here. These outcrops were here. I have to admit the top of them were topped off with snow. Again, just raised it up a little bit, planted some grass and some trees to give it a bit of feel and a reason why the house was built into them. Kind of makes it feel that this house here was actually built into the gap. So yeah, just jump over so you can have a look. So plan is to finish off the gatehouse. Bring along here just paths at the moment and some maybe a tree on there. I'm in two minds. A tower's going to be here, but one of the reasons why I want to show you this is that the plan is here is to build our station. So I'm going to build a station here with a link through to spawn with a station there, so you can just hop on a train and be here as you will. So yeah, very quick overview, because again, realised that what I was hoping to do one, I'm now into my second video on the server, and what I would like to do is crack on and show you my server colleagues' bases. So with that, I think we'll head over to the first. Okay, you now find us at Suddenfool's base. Suddenfool started with us on the server quite a few months ago. He joined us after gaming on games such as Leagues of Legends. See that tooth not fitting in my mouth again. Leagues of Legends and Armar 1 and 2. So he asked if he could come on the server. We of course said yes, and then a little later he brought on his good friend Nash, who came and stayed with him for a while. So they worked on this together for a bit, but Nash has now settled into the server enough that he's branched out onto his own to do his own projects, leaving Suddenfool to carry on with this structure. Now, when Suddenfool first arrived here, this was predominantly a cave structure up here on the top of the hill. Oh, there's a temple. With overhangs of rock face. What he's done is slowly but surely converted all the stone and earth into brickstone, so you now see the structure that is in front of us now. So let's just go inside. He has expanded this over time. This space here was his original one floor with above a bedroom, which we'll get up to in a minute. He has expanded it out the back here with a general manufacturing space, which we can see here with the sawmill, pulverizers and furnaces. He sorted his food out by building a bridge across and building a pig spawner with rubber tree plants by the looks of things recently, so that he's covered for food. This is his storage system. I believe it is all plumbed in, or piped in, whatever way you want to say it, but I'll say plumbed in because that's what you call it in the building industry. So if we just do a quick trip downstairs, there's a couple of things to show you down here. Is his engine room, magmatic engines to a red power cell. His enchantment room, we had a bit of a laugh at their expense when they first built this, because instead of the lamps in, they put torches round, so of course that was interfering with the books, so they were asking questions of why is this not working. But they soon sorted that out and they put some glowstone lamps down, which is looking quite good. So if we go up here, this used to be Suddenfool's bedroom. He handed this over to Nash, I believe, whilst Nash was here. His infinite water supply is up here as well, with these lovely Zycraft blocks going around it. This level was the uppermost of the mountain, so this is the kind of canopy that went over his base. So it was his roof, but he's now altered it and made it another room. That looks like just a stair up onto his roof, so that's fair enough. So we'll not take a trip up there. He was on last night, so he's been doing a bit of work. So when I initially filmed this, it has changed, and he's obviously put trimming in, which actually is quite nice. So he's been busy last night putting some trimming in, obviously prepping it for what I was going to do. This was his bedroom, but it looks like he's moved it. He's got some storage here, some crafting, some lovely views. So if he's moved it, I'm wondering where he's gone. Oh, he's gone up here, so there's his bed. And he's got a temple. I believe the lads have actually gone over to the temple and unfortunately set off the dynamite, which I wasn't there to laugh at, point and laugh at them. But and this is all new as well. He's obviously decided to show that he's a well-learned individual, reading some books. So yes, Suddenfool's basically goes by our rule of the server's here when you want it, and obviously if you don't, you just go and do whatever you want to do. Key thing, have fun, because I know that Sudden plays a lot of other games like Medal of Honor. I've mentioned Armar and I've mentioned League of Legends, so he's one that we see every so often, but he still comes on, has a bit of a laugh, does a little bit more building, and seems to enjoy himself when he's on. So yeah, just a very quick run around Sudden Fool's base. But again, it's always interesting to see, because you always get that different flavour, because even though we all use the same materials, it always seems to be slightly different. So here's Sudden Fools. So on to my next server colleague's place. We'll catch you over there. Okay, now we are over at Loch Nash's location. Now, normally when you build somewhere, you build a farm, you build a small little house, and you build from that. Not our good friend Loch Nash. Oh, no, 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 no. He built himself a rather sizable manufacturing space, and then he built one rather large, big-ass wall. And from what I understand, he's not finished yet. And talk about the devil, here he is. Hello, Loch Nash. How are you today?
Hello. I'm good.
Good. Well, Loch
How are you?
I'm well. I'm well. Well, well, Loch Nash is kindly enough going to give us a little bit of a tour. Obviously, we're up against the clock here, but thank you very much for your time today. So I think if you would like to lead on, I think one of our first places we're going to head is outside this lovely wall of yours.
Yeah.
So I'll just follow.
That's complete.
Now, what's this up on your wall here? You're a Yogcast fan, aren't you?
Well, okay, well, I haven't watched any of that, but I guess I got the idea from someone else.
Okay. Anyhow, so this is your project wall. So you've got to make something in Spawn. You got any ideas yet?
Nope.
No. Seems like you get your hands full enough with what you're doing at the moment.
Oh yeah.
Build the village. Well, you've made a start on that. Are you still got more to do?
I got a lot more to do.
Okay. Build castle or manor house. So is that your manor house over there? I did say initially it was a manufacturing place, but is that your manor?
Nope. It is manufacturing and storage.
Not right. Good. I was right about one thing. But lighthouse by the beach. Is that so you can have barbecues at night?
No, not quite. My thought was making a harbour and a lighthouse to light the way.
Mm-hmm. Oh, very good, very good. And then build the outer wall? What, this isn't the outer wall?
No, it's not. This is just the inner wall protecting my my to-be house on this side.
Right, so I think I can get a feel that you don't do anything by half measures, mate. Right, this is new as well. What's this? This last time we were here, there wasn't here. What's this about?
This is the prison and/or rehabilitation of zombie villagers.
Ah, so are you planning to capture any zombie villagers? Throw a weakness. Oh, you got more upstairs as well. Throw weakness potions and golden apples at them, and then populate the village through that means.
That is correct.
Oh, good. Oh, this is quite interesting. I take it you've got more. I saw. Did I see a staircase? Yes, I did. I see. You haven't developed the downstairs yet, then?
No, I haven't.
All right, so that's
quite done yet.
But you've got 4 cells already, so that's pretty damn good going.
Yeah.
Good. So do you want to give us a quick tour of your village then?
Yeah.
I know it's in construction at the moment.
So here we got rows of houses here. No doors, of course, but I'll leave that for later.
So so you got a sign above the village saying "Brains are easy for zombies."
Yeah.
Well, I suppose it does save that noise of them banging at the door saying "brains." So
yeah, they would.
So you're not just building with wood, I see. I think you're also building with cobblestone and making some cobblestone structures.
I am. Might as well change things up.
Yeah, quite so. So what? Boris Butcher's Pigs. Ah, so is this a butchery? Oh, hello. You've got some pigs. And Legasp, you do actually have a door.
Yeah, I might as well keep them in.
Until they can get butchered by Boris.
Yeah. Unless he doesn't want to live here. So you have to force him in there.
Yep, so you've put your well in as well, I see. Your well as well. Anyhow, yes, I know. And, right, so what, is this the beginning of your exterior wall, or...?
No, this is just the inner guardhouse.
Inner guardhouse, okay.
Yeah.
Well, and you've built a stone table. Is that you don't trust your guards with fire then?
I don't. I wouldn't trust them with sticks.
That's good. So yeah, so that's quite good. Some nice views. Oh, you got a bit of a deserty bit over there. So you've built predominantly on a Sahara by the looks of things.
Yeah.
All right, good. So I think what's next? So that's your outer areas, I take it.
It is.
Shall we head into your machine shop then?
Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay.
It's just this way.
Okay.
Let's just speed things a little bit.
Now I do know you've got another project on the go at the moment, but we're not gonna really talk about that. That's not something that's mid construction, I believe.
Yeah.
But, oh, what's this here?
Oh, that's the old mining facility. We call it strip mining and such. Before I began digging in.
So you're
quarrying in Digit.
Ah, so you're in Digit now, and you're doing that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was going to say that looks like a stairway to hell. Normally they go upwards to a stairway in heaven.
Yeah, I don't believe in such things. So.
Ah, right. Okay. Well, I was going on the old songs there. So after you, sir, it's your house.
Yeah. See on his way. I got some computer craft going, I believe. Attempting to mess around with that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's
so
what's going.
I see on this level you've got yourself furnaces, pulverizers, and it looks like a sawmill at the end. So is this all palmed into your barrels as well? Is this?
Yeah, it is. I got a whole system in the back, just going all around.
All right, good. So if you stick some, I take it it's just a case of you stick something into your system, it manufactures and drops it into the barrels. That's good. Now,
That's good.
Obviously you got a power plant which is underneath. I don't think that's changed much. That's predominantly powered by magnet engines, magnet engines. If I can put my teeth back in,
yeah,
that gives you predominant power. But what does interest me is that last night you and Sexy Mexi were working on a joint project here.
Oh yeah, we were. We've just come this way, ISO.
Okay. Oh.
It's quite interesting, I believe.
Oh, so you've been working on ME.
Yeah.
How'd you find it?
It's great. It's it's much better than old barrels and stuff. Because we got everything in the same space.
What about power? Because obviously I know from experience that if these things run out of power, then you can't get at anything because it's all locked in the discs, which we see here on the green and yellows here.
Yeah.
How are you going to overcome that problem if you run out of power?
Oh, that's easy. I got an emergency red power cell, redstone energy cell.
Ah, right.
Yeah,
so,
but just for that.
Just for that. So if you have a power problem, you'll just hook it up nicely.
Yep.
These lights look awfully familiar. Did you get them from somewhere?
Yeah, I did. Someone came by with them. And
did it? Yeah, very good, very good. Well, look, mate, I think I'll have to move on because time, as I say, is against us. I'm already into 2 videos where I thought I was only going to be able to do 1. More fool me. But I'd just like to thank you very much for your time today, and we'll no doubt see you soon.
Yeah.
Okay, mate. Thanks very much. And so, to end the server tour, you find me standing at Smexy Mexi's and Azarmorphs HQ. I'm obviously facing the water just to show you that I do take a bath now and again. I've also switched off the minimap for now because I wanted to give you to and talk through the key parts because they're all together. You would see it all in one go. So this base has been taking Sexy Mexi and myself a long time to put together, quite a few months now. We do a chunk of it and then we move on and do something else and then come back. So it has taken us a while. It normally takes me about 2 to 3 weeks to do the design work and then another couple of weeks to 2 to 3 weeks to actually do the building. That's not constant obviously because I do have a day job to do and also other projects on the server that we do tackle as well. When we do go around, what we have done is it seems to be that I do the building elements, but then Smexy comes in and does the engineering. So when I finish a structure, he'll come in and do the engineering elements, and that seems to work well because he likes to do those challenges. And plus, he's been playing Minecraft since beta, so he's done an awful lot of building in his opinion. So he likes his challenge by doing all the new engineering elements. So without further ado, we'll enter the first structure, which happens to be a rather large dome. This was the first structure we actually built down here. We actually built a small site office where we brought in the transportation point, we brought in all the materials that we wanted to use, we set up basically an airlock. Smexy did all the digging, so he set up loads of quarries and started to bring us down. We are at level 21 here, under quite a lot of water. We found a massive ocean, and then I've started to remove the materials. Those materials were then turned around and basically became core materials for this construction. The outside perimeter is 1 block lower than where we are at the moment, and what you might see throughout this part of the film is slimes, because we do seem to have a few that spawn in this location. So yeah, rather large dome, I think you can agree. Took me about a month to design it, because this wasn't a program, this is all done by hand and by eye. I did quite a few trial domes before I actually built this one. The trial domes, I have to say, were on land, and it took me quite a while to kind of get the feel for what I wanted to do with these domes. So these are miniature crossover domes, so where you've got, the plan is that that dome that we've just come through, and I'm going to head back into, will just be landscaped. They'll not have actually any purpose. What we want to do is build a duplicate, which might well be in this direction here, which will have our Thorncraft. It will be a Thorncraft room with all the blue trees in it, cauldrons, etc., so that we can do a Thormonomonomicon. This corridor is just newly built, not been here for too long. This is the initial foot location for. Around this place I'll build another one of those mini domes around here, and then from that the enchantment room and library will be built off it. That's coming soon, and that will then free up all the materials that are in my old base and bring that here. So again, another element will be closed. So we're again back round into another cross corridor, so you can see semicircle corridor round the dome. So this is what we call a vanilla space. We don't need to keep it live. But now we're going to move into an area which has got one large chunk loader on it and keeps everything up. So we're going to enter the power pyramid. So there we go. On cue, a slime. Power pyramid again took me a while to design, and it was a bit of a bugger because, as you can see, there's lava. So to actually build it and kit, I had to basically build a building on top of it to give me a dry tent to then build using lava, and then once it was all sealed I could drop the water back on. So I know I've got a weapon in hand, so let's just deal with this slime. Get rid of it. Although we have got the little golems in here that normally deal with it. I'm just going to deal with the sound effects so it doesn't cause us problems. So into the what we call the pyramid of power. 2-level split floor. Upper levels not yet utilised to full extent. We've put rubber trees from Smexy's old base up there. These are the lasers which Smexy used some of his own, but also salvaged all mine from my old base. We have put in a nuclear power plant. Another nuclear power plant's going to go over here. We haven't yet plumbed in the nuclear, but Smexy will get onto that soon enough, I'm sure. I've excavated this section of floor to show you the kind of build up that we've done. We obviously fill back up the quarry to level, I think it's level 20, level 19, level 20. Then underneath the floors, basically use iCraft blocks and half blocks. However, that doesn't stop spawning anymore. It's a little bit frustrating, but there we go. So hence why we've dropped in our little guardians to kick and snot out of things. This is Smexy's power plant for the campus. Predominantly lava powered, as you can see. This produces power for the what you'll see the central hub of our base, which is coming up shortly, and also powers all our suits, and I believe also does some power for our greenhouse, but I think he's changed that. We'll see that in a minute. I think he's put its own power source in. Anyhow, this is where we power all our quarries that we need, and anything else that we do outside of base. So we've built 3 magmatic engines. We tried to make it look like, well, basically like Rolls-Royce engines powering the base, and so plenty of space to expand in. But it was one of those, if I didn't build it this size, then we'd probably find that we needed more space anyway. So plenty of space and plenty of builds, plenty of fun fun room for Smexy to do his engineering elements. So we'll move on to the command donut with the Mac HQ in it. This image, if I get it right, yep, about here. This image was has been seen on Feed the Beast in the Show Us Your Base section. I did get some really nice comments from people on that with an outside view in. The inspiration for this donut, again, this took me quite a while to design and then build. The inspiration for this donut came from Smexy when he said, I want to be able to stand in the Mac room and look around and see all the equipment that's fed into it. So, without wanting to build another donut, another dome, I wanted to come up with an inventive idea, because I want to keep the domes to minimum. Did like the challenge, did like the build, but wanted to do something different. So, that's the key. That one sentence of I want to stand on my Mac and see all the equipment generated this dome. I've got it all wrong today, haven't I? Donut. So as you can see, the equipment's beginning to come in. Smexy is putting all the equipment. Not an easy challenge for Smexy because obviously it's not straight lines. Yes, I wasn't that kind to him. He's having to build all this engineering in a curvature. And I've got to give him his due, he's done a fantastic job. It did get really frustrating for him at points, but I think the end result, I hope you agree, is absolutely fantastic. It's kept within the vision I had for the building, so I top my hat to him that he didn't give in and just do straight lines. This, I think, was about his 4th or 5th version of the engineering solution in here, and I have to say I'm very impressed with it. Obviously, he's put himself up a little energy reader that shows where we're at, so that's quite good. He's called it his Mac HQ because it's my Mac, which I thought was quite interesting by the mod author. But here we are, we're into the central heart. This is the heart of our operation. This is where we'll arrive. Most times some squiddies up there. Where we'll arrive and we'll go around. Yes, we've done a little bit of digging. That's not just from quarries. We do adventuring. We do solar mining because we find that quite a bit of fun. But yep, we've done a Mac. We do have some key things here that we utilise at the moment until such time we build other rooms. We will be spurring off from this. You can see that kind of the scaffolding there, which I kind of like to use the wood ones because it kind of gives a Romanesque feel to it. We'll be moving out into there. So again, the contents within this room, all Smexy's work, and again, I think it looks really good. So if we move on, we do each have charge plates. You'll have noticed on the video my energy might be going up and down. That's because I'm doing other things in between. So last but not least is the greenhouse at the moment. Smexy calls it silent running because again, that was my inspiration for building an underwater base, was basically off the back of the film Silent Running. It wasn't initially called the greenhouse because it's green. The challenge that was laid down for me for this one was to use green glass from forestry. This then sent me the challenge really to use what kind of material. I felt that the Zycraft blocks did well, but they were quite bright on their own, so with the green metal fencing in front of it, kind of breaks it up, and it gives it an extra bit of body and a bit of more realism that it's actually a structure that could stand up. Still some fine tuning to be done here because this is literally the latest build that we've done. Some more lights to be fitted up on this on the far end, which is in the fog, and a little bit more fencing work to be done on the building itself. I know that Smexy has just finished the final farm, which is down there. You can see with the melons, and he's also just implemented a separate ME system for this farm. It's let's just take a quick down because I'm quite interested to see how he's done down here. He was working on this last time we were both here. He was working on the corridor and the power plant and etc. So yep, he's put in electrical power, so I guess that's fed from our main bank and then pushes the power into the farm. It's, as I say, LME'd. He did spend quite a bit of time on the little details to make this water all good, so I think again, take my hat off to him. He knows what he's doing. So as the sun has set, so has the tour for the server come to an end. I'd just like to thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'd like to take a moment to take a shout out to my server colleagues who made the filming of this film possible. And until next time, all the best.